sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. You see the sea. I'll see the sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. Shine,
the last game of the regular season means as much as it possibly does. Edmonton coming off a month of July where they were 4-7. They know they're locked into the postseason. They're locked into that 4th seed, but they want to maybe clean up some of those mistakes they made this month of July. And they have an opportunity tonight to flush everything that happened and start fresh heading into the postseason. We don't quite know where they're going yet. We'll probably know by the end of this game, but huge opportunity here for both teams, Doug.
Take a look at some of the numbers heading into this contest, and we'll dive a little deeper into this. It's been interesting Julys for both of these teams, but two teams that have shot the basketball relatively well in stretches. Ottawa right now, they have been the most efficient offensive team in July in the league. So a team that can score, but it's maybe been a bit of a challenge for them at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, and for the flip side, for the Edmonton Stingers, they can also score, but it's about finding that consistent balance of not letting these runs get out of control for the other team at Edmonton, forcing teams to play their own games, because Edmonton's one of the few teams in the CEBL that's under 500 at home. So lots of stuff to be worked out here this afternoon.
Let's go to Sarah. She's got Edmonton Stingers general manager and head coach Jordan Baker.
Well, Coach, we know that this game won't change anything for Edmonton, but Ottawa has a lot on the line. How do you get your players to rise to this occasion, knowing that this game doesn't change seeding for you?
Yeah, I think it was a disappointing effort on Friday night. So we're coming out here with a little bit of chip on our shoulder. We want to be playing our best basketball going into the playoffs. So, I think guys are motivated. Our leadership group in the locker room has made sure that we make this a priority for us tonight.
Yeah, speaking of last game, the Stingers came down really fast early. How do you change that for today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit more intensity and focus on the defensive end. I mean, we know their personnel. It's our first time seeing them, so we've seen a lot of video, but we got to impose our will on them, make them have to adjust to the way we want to play and not the other way around.
Last game we saw Scotty Lindsay injure his shoulder, Tay Donald didn't dress. Obviously 2 key players for you. Are you worried about injuries as we head into the postseason?
I mean, I think every team is dealing with some level of injury, right? Everyone's beaten up. It's a testament to the nature and character of our guys to want to play through it, even in a game that doesn't, make any difference in the standings. But that's the kind of guys that we want to recruit to be Edmonton Stingers.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck today. Back to you, Doug. Mark?
Well, Mark and I clearly missed the memo to match the way that Sarah and Jordan did, but hey, we'll maybe rectify that as we go along here. But we're going to step out before we get ready for tip-off. It is the Edmonton Stingers and the Ottawa BlackJacks. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center, where the Ottawa BlackJacks and the Edmonton Stingers are about to tip off. 2 teams at 9 and 14. Mark, you've looked at some of the keys for today's game presented by CDIC. Let's start first with the visiting Ottawa BlackJacks.
For Ottawa, they should play the heel, spoil the party for Edmonton and their fans. Last game of the regular season, of course, Edmonton has punched their ticket to the postseason. However, if you're coming into this building, you want to send their fans home upset, so play the heel. You want to crash the glass. At times, the Stinger team has struggled with rebounding, so you want to get on top of that, rip down some of those offensive boards as quickly as you can. And lastly, for Ottawa, no botches. Clean execution matters. Avoid the mistakes that give your opponents easy opportunities. Do not turn the ball over.
Next for the Stingers in a game, as we've said, doesn't change the standings, but can they get some momentum going? So again, for CDIC, what are the keys to the game for the Edmonton Stingers?
For Edmonton, it will be finish the story. Finish strong at home. Only have 4 wins at home this season, and you know that kind of drives the players a little bit batty. So finish strong at home. You want straight edge execution. Play disciplined basketball. Limit your turnovers. Make smart decisions, and don't beat yourselves. And lastly, it's simple. 1, 2, 3. Hit your 3-point shots. Edmonton struggled from deep on Friday night. Knock down the 3 and deliver big shots when the moment's called for it.
Starting lineups for today's game, as we're just seconds away from tip-off for the Ottawa BlackJacks. They will go with Kobe Elvis, the second leading scorer in the league, Javonte Smart, Alex Fudge, former Stinger Isaiah Moore, and Terrell Tate. For the Stingers, they will start Kendrick Ray, Emmanuel Bandamel, who will make his 24th straight start of the year for Edmonton, Nick Hornsby, Isaac Jack, and Scotty Lindsay. Mark, you have outlined a player to watch from each team. Again, let's start with the Ottawa BlackJacks.
I really didn't reinvent the wheel with this one. It's Javonte Smart. We've been talking about him all season long, averaging 24.5 points per game, just under 40% from three. He can do it all. He can pass the ball. He can shoot the ball. If the Stingers can eliminate Javonte Smart, that would go a long way for them in getting the victory this afternoon.
And for the Stingers, it's a relative newcomer, Kendrick Ray, you identified.
Yeah, just his fourth game with the Stingers, Doug, but I feel he's made an impact in every single game. He hit the target score winner back on Friday night, played some big minutes last Friday night in a loss for the Stingers, averaging just under 13 points a game, but I feel like he could be an injection of energy that this team needs heading into the postseason.
Well, and we've talked about it throughout the year. Guard play at times has been a bit of a challenge. Mason Worsey clearly not healthy. He's given them, I think, everything he can. Tay Donald banged up a little bit too, so having someone like Kendrick Ray that's added some offense and can run an offense at the same time, I think, as you said, has been a really key addition for them.
Yeah, he's been very, very valuable since joining this team. And it doesn't feel like it's his fourth game. It feels like he's been here all season long. So looking at what this team needs, not only just to finish today, but looking at their postseason matchup coming later this week, I think if the Stingers are going to have success, it's going to be from the guards. And I think Kendrick Ray is going to be a really important piece of that.
Defensively, it has been a bit of a challenge for the Stingers here in July. Dead last in the league in the month as we now have moved into August, averaging or giving up over 98 points a game. So, hey, we all know it. If you're going to win the playoffs, you've got to do it defensively. What's the key for the Stingers today to try to bring that number down a little bit?
I kind of said it off the top. You have to try to limit these runs, right? Basketball, of course, is a game of runs. It's going to be back and forth, but you have to find a way to limit those runs before they get out of hand. Last Friday night, we blinked and they were down 20-4. That can happen, especially when you look at how close that game was down the stretch. So find a way to stop the bleeding before it becomes profuse. Limit that run to just six or 8 points, whether that's calling timeout, getting a big defensive stop. That is key. Do not let Ottawa come in, because we've seen they can score in bunches, and that is going to be a real problem for the Stingers if that happens.
Tip-off moments away, presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL. Nice crowd filling in here at the Edmonton Expo Center on a Sunday of a long weekend. In Edmonton, a windy day today.
Yeah.
Edmonton's mayhem weather summer continues.
Weather-wise, it's been a strange summer. However, the atmosphere inside the Expo Center has been fantastic all season long, and I think the Stingers hoping to send their home fans happy, because they won't be hosting a playoff game. They're either going out west to Vancouver or out east to Winnipeg, but it doesn't matter. I think they're just focusing on the 40 minutes plus in front of them right now.
Stingers in their third jerseys today, the whites with yellow numbers, blue trim. And Isaac Jack will draw a foul to get us rolling. BlackJacks in their alternate uniforms as well, the black with red and maroon, I guess, striping, if we're going to go really technical here. Of course, you can tell my brilliant fashion sense. So Isaac Jack will get us rolling at the free throw line. 59% shooter, misses the first.
We've really seen the development and evolution of Isaac Jack all season long. When this season started, I think the coaching staff had high expectations for Jack, and maybe took a few games to ease in, but I think that play just 15 seconds and shows what he can do best. He's 6'11". You can't teach that, and that's something that once he learns to play within his frame, he'll be unstoppable.
In his first pro experience out of Pacific, played for someone very familiar in Ottawa, as Isaiah Moore gets the BlackJacks on the board. But yeah, Dave Smart was his head coach at Pacific, but Isaac Jack in his first pro year has made 8 starts for the Edmonton Stingers, and there he follows up the miss from Kendrick Ray.
That's just it. The Stingers don't have a ton of big, long bodies at their disposal, so Jack is going to be a big part of this team.
Moore from the top for 3. That one off the mark. Hornsby with the rebound. Ray corner, 3 a little bit strong. Jack tried to deflect it out to Lindsay. Fudge back out. 3 doesn't go. And Ray collects the board. Explodes the rim, but a great follow in behind by Fudge, who eliminates that shot. And Smart, the other end, calmly knocks down 3. Today's officials, crew chief Perry Stothert. Umpires are Cooper Toppings and Joe Lamb. And we're knotted up again at 5 here in the early goings. The BlackJacks have played some very high scoring first halves here over this 4-game losing streak that they're currently on, putting up 56, 64, 50, and 59 points in those games, but they've also given up 57, 42, 49, and 66. So it has been high event basketball in the opening 20 for the Ottawa BlackJacks.
I think both teams really want to tighten that up as we head to postseason. Of course, Ottawa needs a victory tonight to do that, but great opportunity here for both sides.
Great stutter there by Javonte Smart, and that'll draw the foul on Nick Hornsby. This Western Conference game is presented by Cal Tire. Here's Terrell Tate, finds the cutting Smart. Picked up by Bandamel. Smart tried to dump it inside, but Isaac Jack deflects it away, and here's Hornsby up the floor. Scotty Lindsay, that 3 won't fall. Fudge brings it up. Loses it, gets it back, finds Tate into the corner. Smart, 3 strong, rebound Moore. And Isaiah Moore off the window, won't drop. Moore 3rd in the league in rebounds right now at 8.7. Lindsay off the feet from Hornsby, can't convert. Tate in the corner. 3, that one good. Terrell Tate, 33% three-point shooter.
Both teams struggling from the on the arc early in this one, so you got to feel good if you're Ottawa that one finally dropped.
BlackJacks, one of the better three-point shooting teams in the league. 35%. Kendra Gray does it for Edmonton right at the rim. Here's Moore. Pulls it back out. Tries to bounce pass into Smart, deflected away, and Gray on the floor picks it up. Then Tate from behind. Nice job to strip it from Nick Hornsby. Fudge inside off the feed from Javonte Smart. It's a 12-7 BlackJacks lead. So a better start for Edmonton than on Friday, but still struggling to slow down this Ottawa team.
We've seen a couple opportunities so far early on in this one where Ottawa has basically been untouched 2 or 3 feet within the basket. The Stingers need to tighten that up and not letting these points come so easy to Ottawa.
Moore pushed outside the 3-point line. Elvis, runner off the back iron. Oh, and left by Lindsay, trying to hit Hornsby on the run. Elvis in the corner. Smart to his right. Runner doesn't go. Moore on the left side of the rim puts it back.
And again, just Jack mistimed his jump on that one. Could have had it, but couldn't grab it with that first attempt, and 2 easy points for the BlackJacks.
Ray, elbow, has that shot either blocked or at least altered by Javonte Smart. Smart. Shot goes from the elbow. And timeout called by Jordan Baker, who wants to talk things over. 4:54 to go here in the opening quarter. It's 16-9. The BlackJacks up on the Stingers. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. a 7-point BlackJacks lead here at the Edmonton Expo Center. Doug McLean, Sarah Ryan, Mark Michaud. Of course, as we head into playoff time here in the CEBL, you can follow along at CEB League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Sarah.
Well, in that timeout, Coach Baker just started off by saying it's going to be really hard to win this game if we keep making a stop and then immediately turning the ball over. He wants to see them obviously box out, get the rebounds, but also just be smarter in possession of the ball.
Turnovers have been a problem for the Stinger team all season long, and that's something they got to clean up as we approach the postseason.
Well, and already 7 points off of the 3 Edmonton turnovers to start this game. And as you said, Mark, I mean, Stingers right now dead last in the league, giving up 14.7 a game. They're second best in creating turnovers, but it's basically 1-to-1, 15 that they're creating. So every time you get one, you're giving one back, and that's not a spread that you want.
No, and especially rather, I don't want to call it a condensed season, but it's only 24 games. Maybe over 80 games, that is a little bit easier, but the season is so short, and every possession really matters, so that's something the Stingers definitely need to clean up.
Donald with the 3 off the feed from Boz Davis Jr. Here is Smart. And now Nuga up the floor. Hornsby misses the jumper and kept alive momentarily, and a bit of a collision down there with a fan. I think that's Alex Fudge. As Njok Tajore, Dubinsky, and Cleveland will check in for Ottawa.
Got the Stingers with a trainer there checking out one of the fans, make sure she's okay. It seemed like she might have hit her head when she got knocked back there.
Yeah, and the BlackJacks were right over there too, just checking in. Yeah.
I think that's actually a photographer down there.
Just one of those situations, and it is Fudge diving out, and it's always the risk being that close to the court. And like I said, the BlackJacks, as well as the other fans around, were sort of immediately aware that there may have been a bit of an injury, but
like a true pro is checking to see if her camera's
that's right. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Looks like she's going to be okay. Probably just more stunned than anything. It's, you get a 200-pound body flying at you when you're not ready for it.
Ball comes into Trey King. And we're getting a hold on Justin Njok Tajore.
Just 4 minutes, or I guess 3:54 left in this first quarter. Doug, if you're Ottawa, I think you have to be really pleased. Knowing what is at stake for your club, you come in and you've kind of controlled the pace for the first half of this first quarter, and you kind of have the Stingers in a bit of a blender right now.
Certainly when the game's on the line, and as we've said, this is an Ottawa team that can score. Kay Donald off balance. Good job defensively by Isaiah Moore. Outlets it. Here is Smart. And out of bounds. Trying to cut to the baseline was Njok Tajore. Cal Tire, proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. Nuga. Nice little drop step, step back, pull up. Gets the Stingers to within 4. Smart guarded by Donald, screen from Moore. Smart, kick it out. Now here's Cleveland picked up by Donald. Better possession here defensively from the Stingers. Rebound pick up by Hornsby. Davis, that three off the mark. That it might have been deflected, but nothing coming as Roller and Justin Harmon will check in.
Neither team really going on an extended run here either way, and I think that maybe benefits Edmonton, as we've seen some of these runs get out of control. However, still a lot of time left in this ball game.
Abdul Mohammed also checked into the game for Edmonton. Here is Roller. Harmon, picked up by Mohammed. Ball is stripped, and it's going to remain Ottawa basketball.
Mohammed, I think, had one of his best games as a Stinger on Friday. He put up 7 points. He also had 5 rebounds. He was all over the court. Actually, every shot he made, he landed. It's not every day you can say you shot 100. His confidence really growing late season here for the Stingers.
Abdul Mohammed, an Ottawa native. That just gets off the nick of time for Christian Roller. His junior baseline, cutting Donald. Couldn't find it, but then it's turned back over, and Davis goes right at Roller. Puts it up and in.
There's that ratio we were just talking about. They cause a turnover, create a turnover, then cause a turnover, but a really nice finish there by the Stingers, something we haven't seen at times this season.
Harmon. Roller, Kabinski. To his left, steps back, jumper off the mark, but Roller nearly ripped the board down. Nuga, though, comes up with it. Nuga, left hand, finish not there. Here's Harmon. Lost it, and then the little stutter actually helped him out. And he's going to get himself a trip to the free throw line.
Just the 4th foul called in this first quarter. Moving at a relatively quick pace here.
2 apiece. The minute 26 to go. Justin Harmon at the free throw line. 73% free throw shooter for the Chicago native. This is his first international pro experience. He has spent 2 years in the G League with Salt Lake. Mark, but rebound and Jock Tajore to his right. Nice move there around Abdul Mohammed, and no help came.
Really nice burst to get around that defender. That could be causing the Stingers trouble all night long. No real answer for that.
Donald looks for help, finds a cutting King. Nice little floater going the opposite way, but able to contort his body back with the right hand.
It's a really tough shot to make with your body going one way and the ball going the other.
Trey King has been very steady. He and Emmanuel Bandamel have provided pretty consistent performances night in, night out. And that ball deflected out of bounds off the Stingers. So 6 on the shot clock. Ottawa will retain possession as Bandamel comes back in for Boz Davis Jr. Isaac Jack will also check in for Abdul Mohammed.
We've seen the Stingers go really deep into their bench over the last, I guess, few games, trying to get as many bodies involved as they possibly can. We're seeing some of these guys play some big minutes.
Harmon off balance, won't go. Now the Stingers will bring it back up. Here is Bandamel. Jack leaves it for King. Trey King the third. Gets off a 3, in and out. Harmon with the shot clock off. Smart, guarded by Bandamel. Cleveland, look inside to Roller. Works his way around and underneath Isaac Jack, and that's where the first quarter will wrap up. 25-18, the Ottawa BlackJacks in a must-win game for they're up on the Edmonton Stingers. We will step out. Second quarter action coming up. You're watching CEBL basketball on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back to the Edmonton Expo Center, where through 10 minutes, it is the Ottawa BlackJacks up on the Edmonton Stingers 25-18. Doug McLean along with Mark Majot and Sarah Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, that break I just tucked into the BlackJacks bench there, and coach saying he's content actually to let the Stingers take these jumpers around the edge of the key. It tells you a little bit about the respect I think that the BlackJacks also have for the Stingers' ability to shoot threes with the likes of Scotty Lindsay. You have to respect that.
And the Stingers too, I mean, they have not been a team over the course of the season that has gotten themselves to the line a whole ton, but it has improved. In July, tops in the league as Scotty Lindsay hits the jumper. Tops in the league, just about 24 free throw attempts a game. So they're getting to the line, meaning they're getting inside. So some of those underlying numbers, as much as the record maybe isn't great, some of the underlying numbers for the Stingers still positive as Harmon knocks down the three.
Yeah, when you're getting to the free throw line, that means you're being aggressive and it means you're trying to drive and penetrate that defense. So the more attempts you get, I think that's a good sign. Although neither team really got to the line in that first quarter.
As you look at some of the numbers from the opening 10, Mark, anything that pops out?
Well, Javonte Smart with a quiet 5 assists, that certainly jumps out. Neither team really shooting the three ball particularly well. Edmonton just 1 for 5. Ottawa 2 for 5. Ottawa with the rebound margin 12-9 and 4 turnovers apiece. Those are what jumps out to me.
Long rebound into the hands of Harmon off the Moore miss. Harmon. Nice job to get Vandemel on his back and kind of navigate Isaac Jack in front of him. Skill play just to draw some contact. As Adong McCoy will check in along with Nick Hornsby. Jack and Trey King III will come out. And Hornsby, just a little advice to Isaac Jack as he heads out. Back at the free throw line. New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys now by visiting cebl.ca.
Still a ways to go, but it looks like the Edmonton Stingers do know where they will be headed in the postseason. Currently in the fourth quarter, Vancouver up on Winnipeg 90-63. So it's looking like Edmonton's traveling out west to take on the Bandits.
2-2 against Vancouver so far this year. 0-4 against Winnipeg. Donald misses that 3, but in those 3 games against Winnipeg, 3 losses by a combined 8 points. Hornsby with the block. Moore thought he got fouled. Harmon, hard work. And equally hard work, Donald could not, however, rip that rebound down. Smart Guarded by Lindsay. He knew he wanted the three, you could just tell. Off the left side of the rim, no good for Smart. Here's Donald. Hornsby curls. Little runner goes for Nick Hornsby.
He wanted a foul too. I think he thought there was some contact on that. An unorthodox shot there for Hornsby, but he made it look easy.
Tate to his right. Layup is good. Nice take by Terrell Tate. Draws a foul as well. And that will go on Nick Hornsby, and that will be his second, team second, in the second quarter.
Now here in Edmonton, we've talked a lot about Mason Boursier playing a lot of games in the CEBL. Tyrell Tate, in fact, has played even more. He has played 111 games as of today. That is in third all-time in games played in the league's history. He is now only just 10 games back of that record holder, Alex Campbell. He's also a pretty prolific three-point shooter. Had an off night, though, against Winnipeg, going 0 for 5.
Franchise record holder in games played for the Ottawa BlackJacks is Terrell Tate. Also spent some time playing with Guelph, of course now in Calgary, and then called Fraser Valley Bandits, now the Vancouver Bandits.
Nice start to this second quarter here. Doug Stingers shooting themselves back into this, only down by 6.
Connect. 33-27, now 35-27 as Javonte Smart with the layup. Vandemel tried to find McCoy inside. Good hustle there to keep that alive by Alex Fudge. Smart has that one blocked by McCoy. Vandemel to his left. Kick out. Davis Jr. will reset. Then kicks to the corner. Vandemel off the mark. Stingers only 2 for 7 from the three-point line. Long one for Lindsay. But Vandemel will collect the offensive board.
We saw a stretch like this on Friday night where the Stingers kind of made the joke, padding their offensive rebound stats.
A block by Fudge. Up ahead, Javonte Smart puts it down. And it's a 10-point Ottawa lead. 37-27 as Mike Nuga about to check back in for Edmonton. 5:53 to go here in the second quarter.
And as I said, it was a nice run for the Stingers to get back into this. The BlackJacks have swung right back, making it a 10-point lead.
Trey King third, and we're gonna get a timeout called here by Justin Mazzulla as he wants to talk things over at the BlackJacks bench. And as they take a break, we're gonna do the same. 37-30, Stingers trail the BlackJacks. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Yeah. 5:44 to go here in the second quarter from the Edmonton Expo Center. Doug McLean along with Mark Majot and Sarah Ryan. The final home game of the season for the Edmonton Stingers. And as Mark, you alluded to, it has not been a stellar home run for them. Actually, before we get to that, Sarah, you were just listening in to Justin Mazzulla.
Yeah, and he actually said he just wanted a break for his players there, but Alex Fudge taking a little leadership role, telling his teammates, you know what, it's only 7 points, it's a close game, and he says he feels they're really just capitalizing on the BlackJacks' mistakes at this point.
And on that home road, we mentioned the 4-7 home record, only team in the league that is under 500 at home. And some of the numbers at home, dead last in the league in three-point shooting, 31%. On the road, second best in the league, 36%. As Fudge puts it down and draws the foul. Field goal shooting, 9th in the league at home, 44%. Best in the league on the road, 49%. Assists, worst in the league on the at home, 18.5. Best in the league, so at 22.3 on the road. So wild swings home and road as Fudge misses the free throw. I mean, it's almost tough to explain, but what have you noticed, Mark, when you've seen this team play at home? Are there things that they're doing or not doing that might result in some of those numbers I just talked about?
You know what, if we had those answers, we'd be sitting probably 90 feet to our right on the bench with the Edmonton Stingers rather than wearing headsets here calling the game. So I wish I had an answer for you other than maybe it's a good thing they're going to go on the road for the postseason. With less things to worry about, you can just go out and maybe focus on playing your game. You know, sometimes you can get overwhelmed with friends and family just getting your own head sometimes, but when you those numbers you just mentioned, those aren't one or two, those are drastic swings. These are two very, very different teams, and I'm sure that's something that is keeping the coaching staff up late at night trying to figure out why can't we play as good at home as we do on the road, because on the road they're one of the top teams in the league.
Third best road record in the league. Smart little runner. Offensive rebound for Isaiah Moore, and the putback doesn't go, but he will head to the line. One number that has been steady and is the same all season long, at home and on the road, is their defensive numbers. 9th in all of those breakdowns, giving up 96 a game. So it has been a struggle for them defensively, basically from opening tip this season.
Yeah, that magic number, I know Jordan Baker likes to keep his opponents under 90 points, but they've had a hard time doing that. I know travel, fatigue, injury, wear and tear, all that stuff kind of adds up to it, but fortunately you still have to go out and play the game. So something that the Stinger team really needs to kind of batten down before the postseason.
Isaiah Moore hits both. Cleveland will check back in for Ottawa. Lotto Max now gives you even more chances to win with new prizes of $100,000 every draw. Get your Lotto Max ticket tonight. Must be 18 plus. Boz Davis Jr. to Lindsay. He is picked up by Jacksonville, Florida native Alex Fudge. Now here's Davis to his left. His little runner off the back iron nearly dropped. Foul will go on Javonte Smart. Sorry, no, it's not going to be on Smart. That'll be on Matthew Cleveland, my mistake. That will send Davis to the line.
His first attempts of the evening. It's his first one, and our broadcast colleague, Dave Drabiak, always says the best time to condense that lead is when the clock is stopped, and these free throws are going to be huge for the Stingers. If they can, not a lot of free throw attempts either way, but trying to find a way to stay in this one down 41-34.
Here's Cleveland. Turned over. Davis will draw the foul. Tried to go up and under.
He was calling for a flagrant there. He felt there's a bit of contact. Not going to be the case, but still. He had over, I think he was 10 for 11 on Friday night, was Davis Jr. at the line and picking up right where he left off.
Good on the first.
You can hear the crowd there, and just getting the numbers in from the Stingers. Attendance 3,250 people. Pretty excellent for the Sunday of a long weekend.
Yeah, not a bad. Again, long weekends, you just never know what people sticking around, what they're going.
Well, that's been very consistent all season long for the Stingers. Very passionate fans. And the Expo Center, you know, I've said it, this is year 8. Doug, I think I've said it every single year. The presentation and what the Expo Center looks like to what it looked like prior to the CEBL, it's just top notch. And it's nice to see the fans come out and support this team.
Smart. Picks it up, Harmon. Floater, short. Good battle on the boards there. Rollaire, nice job. Coming down with the offensive rebound and putting it back home. It's 7-point BlackJacks lead. Davis, nice touch, soft off the high glass and in.
Davis trying to do it all by himself right now.
Lob inside, great feed. Christian Rollaire got some good position inside on Isaac Jack.
And we've seen that lob now a few times for Ottawa. It's something they've clearly seen and trying to take advantage of it. Jack wasn't ready for it.
Ray Nuga, smart on him. Nuga do his right. That one off the window doesn't go. Jack couldn't get there quickly enough. Elvis step back, 3 short, rebound Harmon. Rollaire. Foul called. I think this will go on Isaac Jack. The hold. That will put Christian Rollaire on the free throw line.
Ottawa doing a fantastic job of keeping the Stingers basically at arm's length, not letting them get really any closer than 5 points. It's kind of been the window all game long, and they seem content just to exchange opportunities, being up by 7 points right now.
Hits the first. And the second. There's a 60% free throw shooter. Hornsby spins. Shot block, good rotation defensively down to the rim by Rollaire, and then on the break quickly, a finish by Javante Smart, and a timeout called. It's now an 11-point Ottawa lead.
And just judging the body language for Ottawa, they know how important this game is, and they're feeling themselves right now, as they should be. They're up 11 on the road in a do-or-die game, but we're not seeing the same type of energy and buzz, pardon the pun, from the Edmonton side.
And for Ottawa, it has certainly been a game where I think we've seen some of their strengths in their game really come to the fore. Their ability to get out on the break, push the pace, I think has been really evident here in this ball game so far. And I mean, again, a team that's quick in the backcourt, they've got some length, and it's caused some challenges for Edmonton here early.
Yeah, the Stingers have had a difficult time kind of all season long dealing with speedy guards, and that's been fully on display in the first, I guess, almost 2 quarters of this one. They just don't really seem to have an answer. It seems like Ottawa is just a half step ahead of them all time. They're quicker down the floor, they're quicker to get back into their defensive setups. And that they're giving Edmonton fits right now. It's been all BlackJacks. This is the best run Ottawa's been on all game long, up by 11. But Edmonton letting this game slip away a little bit.
Largest lead of the game right now for the BlackJacks. Javante Smart already 14 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Big score for Edmonton. It is Nick Hornsby with a relatively quiet 6.
I'm going to give you the PG version of what Jordan Baker's timeout was
PG's
there.
probably good. That's good.
He said, you know what, they're playing 7 men, we're playing 11, and they're beating us all over the court. He looked straight at Isaac Jack and said, if you allow another board, you will sit on this bench for the rest of the night.
A Right now it has certainly been Christian Rolaire's show against Isaac Jack. 3 offensive rebounds for Rollaire.
And I mentioned it a couple minutes ago, it's just there's been a couple lobs, just a couple play sets that the Stingers just don't look prepared for, and Ottawa clearly has done their advanced scouting and they're just ready to jump on a few of these things. So lots to work on for Edmonton.
Coming up at the half, CEBL feature, Javante Smart, unfinished business. Sarah will interview Ottawa BlackJacks head coach Justin Mazzulla, the first half stats, and we will revisit Mark's players to watch. 2:07 to go here in the opening half. Kendrick Ray, guarded by Harmon. Oh, and Vanderbilt brought way out. Smart picked his pocket, puts it down.
Not a lot of energy we're seeing from the Edmonton Stingers right now.
Here is Ray. Kicks it out, finds Donald. 3 goes. Big shot by Tay Donald.
They needed that to stop the bleeding. It's been all Ottawa late in the second quarter.
12-point lead. Smart. Screen from Rollaire. Finds Harmon. Vanderbilt a little slow getting out on him. Rebound, Jack. Leaves it for Hornsby. Donald. Back up top. Jack inside. Guarded there by Rollaire, but Rollaire's going to pick up the foul.
Been really impressed with what I've seen from Rollaire. You mentioned him just a couple minutes ago. He's got size. He's got really good footwork. He's got really good patience, and I think he's given the Stingers fits.
In July, the BlackJacks go 3-6, and offensive rebounds was a big part of that story, giving up 16.7 offensive boards a game, which was leading to almost 18 points a game.
Wow.
Second chance opportunities. On the flip side, for Ottawa, only 10 offensive boards a game, leading to just under 12 second chance points. So that kind of spread, that's a tough spread when you're giving those kind of numbers. And I mean, in a handful of those games, they were giving up 23, 24 offensive rebounds. It's really tough when you're giving up those kind of second chance opportunities.
You don't really see those numbers at any level of basketball. Like that's, teams are sometimes lucky to get 24 rebounds in general, let alone the offensive. So something certainly that they've clearly been working on, and so far so good tonight, up by 11.
9 offensive rebounds so far in this game for Ottawa. Donald, little stutter, kicks it out. Davis Jr., 3, a little strong, kept alive momentarily by Vanderbilt. Thought he had Donald up a little higher along the 3-point line. 12 second chance points, I should mention, for Ottawa on those 9 offensive boards.
And that's the difference right now.
Elvis. Corner and Jock Tijore, 3, doesn't go. Hey, Donald with the defensive board. Davis Jr. will step back and reset. Time winding down, and Hornsby will get fouled on the baseline with 2.3 to go on the clock. He will get to the free throw line.
Well, if you're Edmonton, if you're looking for a positive, you can get this deficit to single digits heading into the half. I think that's certainly manageable, but don't really see a lot of life coming from the home side this afternoon.
Well, credit to Ottawa in their game on Friday against Winnipeg, a 192 loss. It was a 10-2 run at the end of the first half that they gave up that allowed Winnipeg to really get back into that basketball game. Hornsby knocks down the second, as Abdul Mohammed will come in for Hornsby. Hornsby will sit with 2 fouls. Don't want to risk a third. 2.3 to go. Javante Smart did hit a 3-quarter court shot to end the third quarter against Winnipeg. Here's a half quarter. It'll count if it goes. A little bit off the mark for Harmon, and At the half, it is a 53-43 Ottawa lead, so another strong opening 20 minutes offensively for Ottawa, and a positive sign, only giving up 43 defensively. So for Ottawa, I think pretty pleased with where they sit right now heading into the break.
Especially knowing what is at stake. A trip to the postseason's on the line, and they're certainly playing like it right now. They're not making a ton of mistakes. They're executing when they have to.
Let's go to Sarah with Christian Roller.
Christian, this game very important to your team. You're playing like it. Talk to me about how you feel about your team start today.
I just feel great. It's right now it's win or go home, so I know I got to step it up big, and we're doing a good job, but it's far from over, so just got to keep going in the second half.
You matched up a lot of that second quarter against Isaac Jack. You had his number on the boards. Talk to me about that part of your game.
Yeah, when I come in, they just want me to be a presence down low, both sides of the floor, trying to block shots and rebound. Yeah, just doing the little things. So, yeah.
We're seeing a lot of enthusiasm on the bench. Does that come from knowing your postseason is on the line, or has that been throughout?
Yeah, I say it's been throughout, but today's really important. Everyone's got to step in. Guys who are playing little minutes, big minutes, we all got to come together because we all need each other right now.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck in the third quarter.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, Doug, Mark.
Thanks, Sarah. And Christian, 10 points for him to go along with 3 offensive rebounds in that opening half. We're going to take a pause. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem YouTube and CEBL Plus from here in Edmonton.
When the game come down to that moment, when it's winning time, I'm there and I'm ready and I'm willing to take the step to, be that guy.
He takes it strong to the basket. Devontae Smart just knows how to score. They can create their own shot at will. Smart making it look easy.
Feel the energy.
Hey, I'm Devontae Smart from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I play guard.
Dangadell into the hands of Javonte Smart. You bet he wants the winner. Smart fading for the ball game. Come on! Javonte Smart, 44 points and a record night.
I think that shoot around, I kind of felt like, I don't think I missed for real. The shoot around, like I do like this shooting thing I do every day before the game, and I don't think I really missed. So I kind of felt like I was gonna have a good day, but coming to the game, it was kind of rowdy. A lot of stuff went on during the game, and we kept our composure, and I also kept mine. But I felt like I was on fire on the first couple shots that went in for real. When the game come down to that moment, when it's winning time, I'm there and I'm ready and I'm willing to take the step to be that guy. I know I'm that guy and I believe in myself, and they got a lot of people believing in me too. So when it comes to that moment, I'm gonna be ready. I was raised that way. I think where I come from, built me into the person I am today. All the things I've been through in my life, I think it molded me into this person I am right now. All the tragic, all the things you can name of, I've seen it all, and I think that helped me. What gets me motivated is being without or not being able to. There's a lot of people that love the game but not able to play the game. But I get the chance to wake up every morning and do the thing I love. I love the game of basketball, and I'm just blessed to be in a position to be able to do it every day.
And Smart all the way to the rim.
Consistency, timing, being on time, opportunity. There's a lot of things that go into, basketball. I think the biggest thing, I'll say being consistent, whether it's on the court and off the court. It takes a lot to be a professional, and that's one of the biggest things I took.
I came here to help them win. I can score the ball, make my teammates better, and that's what I'm coming here to do.
With the mark I had last year coming in, doing what I do, I think it's just a building thing. I can't go back to last year. Last year happened. I'm on to new things. I'm on to breaking new records, whatever I got to do. But I'm here to work. I'm going to let my work speak for itself. Winning a championship for the whole Ottawa family, whole fan base, whole organization. Individually, you know, I just want to win. Whatever it takes. I'm gonna play my game, do what I do, help others get better, and you know, I just want to contribute to winning. And I know, you know, my game speaks for itself. It's gonna do what it do.
So when are you gonna break the record?
Let's go. Let's go.
There's a lot to come. I got a lot in my game that hasn't been shown, and you know, it's an ongoing process. A lot of people that haven't seen, I hope they come out and watch the show. It's really a must-see TV thing. Everybody must see this. I put in a lot of work to show, you know, what I can do, and I feel like it's coming.
It is a 53-43 Ottawa BlackJacks lead on the Edmonton Stingers. We're at halftime here from the Edmonton Expo Center. I'm Doug McLean, joined alongside Mark Majot and Sarah Ryan. And Mark, a game that if it was going to script for Ottawa, I'd say they're on it.
Yes.
And what do they need to do in the second half to try to find a way as we take a look at some of the first half highlights?
If you're the Edmonton Stingers and you're trying to claw back into this game, there's a few areas I look at. One, you're having your lunch eaten on the boards. Ottawa has a 26-19 advantage rebounding. Second chance points, Ottawa, it's 12-4. Fast break points, it's 14-4. I think those three key elements right there. We heard Sarah mention what Jordan Baker was saying about just the sheer numbers, how Edmonton's seemingly running with a full bench right now, and Ottawa is running with 7 or 8 guys, and it's been simply put all blackjack. So Edmonton just has to stop eliminating, and it's not like they're making a ton of mistakes, right? They've only turned the ball over 6 times. It's just they're not capitalizing. I guess what I'm trying to say is they just seem like very flat this afternoon. That's not what you want heading into the postseason.
Well, and another game for Edmonton where they're on pace to give up right now 106 points. So the defensive challenges continue as they take a look at some of the Stingers' moments from the opening 20.
Yeah, looking at the Edmonton Stingers, you know, Baz Davis Jr. leads the way with 10 points. He's 4 for 4 free throw line. But look at the score. There's only one score in single digits. Their highest rebounder only has 3. Their highest assist getter only has 2. Like, it's just, you just need more. You need to start creating your own offense. The Stingers, at times this season, have kind of lacked that player to go out and just get a bucket and take over the game. And it seems like they're begging for someone to take over this game at this point, whether it is, you know, Mr. Consistency, Emmanuel Bandama, who's played every game. Is it like Hornsby? They're just kind of waiting for someone to take the ball and run with it.
Mentioned earlier the challenge is shooting the 3-ball here in Edmonton, 31% at home. And it's been a struggle again. They're 28% in the opening half. I mean, Ottawa not shooting it a whole lot better, but for Edmonton, not necessarily a team that's geared around being a 3-point shooting team. You still need it.
Yeah, it helps. Just 4 for 14 tonight. I look at those 2 numbers near the bottom, the assist rebound. Ottawa's distributing the ball better. They're getting to the glass quicker. They're just playing a half step quicker than the Edmonton Stingers. Blackjacks are playing like a team that their season depends on. And Edmonton, again, we mentioned, they punched their ticket to the postseason. They're likely going to Vancouver. I haven't checked in a couple of minutes, judging, unless there was a historic comeback. It looks like they are going out to Vancouver. But Ottawa's playing like their season's on the line, and Edmonton is playing like their season ended a couple days ago.
Well, yeah, we'll just confirm it. Last score, I have 114-90. We'll just confirm that's a final in Vancouver. Just about one more time before we get you set for the second half here in Edmonton. It's 53-43, the BlackJacks up on the Stingers. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Tire.com.
I'm here with BlackJacks coach Justin Mazzola. Coach, you said not happy with that showing by your team despite being up.
Well, I'm happy for the guys. They're executing what their game plan is, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're playing hard. Us as a staff are connected. Our team is connected. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm too focused on the result. I'm more just focused on the process.
Obviously, the East super close right now. You're either going to win this game and be in third, or you're going to be out. Do you think that intensity lends well to your players' style of play and mental game?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a sense of urgency there. There's an attention to detail that has to be there, and there's a focus. So we're trying to bring all that we can bring to the game today to really trying to get in the best position possible.
Your captain, Javonte Smart, put up an astounding 39 points last game. He's on track to do that again with 18 through the first two quarters. What does he mean to your team?
I mean, he's our engine. He brings energy on both sides of the basketball, and he's our leader. So we're going to go as he goes.
Thank you so much, Coach. Really appreciate that. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
Back to you, Doug, Mark.
Thanks, Sarah and Coach Mazzola. And Mark, let's take a look at your players to watch and what they did in the opening 20 minutes.
Well, Sarah and Justin already mentioned it, but Javonte Smart is doing what he's done all season. He's got 18 points, 8 assists, 1 rebound, shooting the ball extremely well. And Kendrick Ray, not so much. He started the last couple games for the Stingers, just 2 points offensively. But in defense of Kendrick Ray, no one on the Stingers is really having a spectacular afternoon so far. So this game is still in reach for Edmonton. You're just down by 10. You know, we've seen larger runs at times in the CEBL. You're not out of it just yet, but we'll see what this team does coming out of halftime. I'm speaking of the Edmonton Stingers because I don't think they got to be pleased with what the coaching staff saw in that first half.
And now let's take a look at our red tag path to the playoffs update. Here's how the standings shape up right now. So that is up to the minute. As usual, our crew getting everything all set up and going. And so that is, you can see the final standings in the West. Well, not final. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Calgary still with a game to play against Saskatoon tomorrow. But in terms of the seeding, that is what you will see. Vancouver will take on the Edmonton Stingers next Thursday. Also on Thursday, the Winnipeg Seabears will welcome the Saskatoon Mamba. The top 2 seeds are confirmed in the East. Scarborough, the #1 seed. Brampton, #2. If Ottawa wins, they can only finish and make the playoffs. They're going to 3rd. They can't finish 4th. So they're going to Brampton. If they're in the playoffs, that game would also be on Thursday. And then the conference finals will take place on Saturday. And the first time ever, a best-of-3 final will take place in the CEBL. And that will go August 12th, game 1. At the home of the lower seed, and then August 15th and 16th, if necessary, at the home of the higher seed.
I absolutely love this new playoff format that the CEBL has adopted this season. I think it's clear. I think it's going to allow for some pretty fantastic matchups. And if you're Edmonton, you obviously want to close out this game a little bit better, but you know where you're going. And that, I think, has to eliminate some of the confusion heading into this week. We talked earlier about the matchups against the Bandits or the Seabears. Winnipeg is at Edmonton's number all season long, so we'll see what they can do out west taking on the Bandits.
And for Edmonton, they have won 2 games against Vancouver, 1 here in Edmonton, 1 on the road. The one factor we should mention, Mitch Creek is eligible. So he played his 3rd game today, put up a pretty quiet 28.6 assists, 6 rebounds. So he's ready to go. And so that, in my mind, really, really changes things in terms of the dynamic on the West. I mean, you know what Winnipeg's got with Xavier Moon, Teddy Allen, among others. But that Mitch Creek addition and having him back is going to be a big challenge for this Edmonton Stinger team come Thursday night.
Absolutely. It's going to take a team effort to slow down that player.
Back underway. Hornsby misses the 3. Smart. His right will step back and kicks it out to Elvis. Work. It's around Jack. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Isaiah Moore.
You know, it's small, Doug, but maybe that's kind of the spark you need to start off this second half. Coaches love when their players can take a charge like that, create that turnover, and of course it's Nick Hornsby. He's done that a time or two in his time in the CEBL.
Hornsby and Moore have had a little back and forth all game. There might be something left over there from when Moore was playing here in Edmonton. He had some open disagreements on the court with some of his teammates, and Nick Hornsby, I recall, was one of them one game.
Game within the game. Moore dumps it down to Fudge, who's picked up by Hornsby. Forced to spin back, tough shot, knocked down by former LSU Tiger, former Florida Gators. I'm looking at my wrong list here. Alex Fudge. Hornsby takes a screen from Jack to his right. Moore picks him up. Shot a little bit short. Moore with the board. Elvis. Finds Smart. Hornsby picks him up. Corner, Elvis, 3. Kobe Elvis leads this team, best three-point shooter in the league right now at 46%.
That's his first points of the game. He's had a quiet first half, but that's a big shot here early in the 3rd.
Great thought about the look from inside the free throw line, kicked it out, and now here's Lindsay. He will kick it out. Vandemel, 3 goes. Huge shot for Edmonton to try to get a little bit of life in this building and on that bench.
First points from Vandemel as well in this game. They're going to need him to have a big second half.
Moore, kick out. Tate misses the triple. Jack with the board. Foul will go on Isaiah Moore.
Well, Doug, you and I say it all the time. We've been working together for a long time. There's no such thing as a 10-point shot in basketball. If you're the Stingers, these are opportunities you have to build. You have to go on a run here early in this 3rd quarter if you want to get back into this one. Chip away, draw some fouls, get inside tight. You don't have to rely on the three-point shot, but you do have to find a way to get back into this ball game.
Jack sees that one just rattle out. And that's the one positive if you're an Edmonton fan right now, is that this lead is the deficit is manageable.
Absolutely.
And I think maybe to echo the statements from Justin Mazzulla, where he's maybe a little frustrated, is I wonder in the back of their minds they feel that lead should have been bigger.
Yeah.
Considering it was a game largely controlled by Ottawa in that opening half.
Are head coaches ever happy with their performance in any sport, in any league? Likely not. But I totally understand what he was saying about that team. You want to keep it close. You want to leave no doubt. You don't want to back yourselves into this position.
Boz Davis Jr., Tay Donald, Trey King check in for Edmonton. Vandevelde looking in smart. Donald, nice find to King. Good job defensively there by Fudge. Alex Fudge second in the league. 1.7 blocks a game. He has another one there.
He's got 3 on the night. Just missed a couple others as well. He's been all over the board tonight for Ottawa.
Short on that 3. Defensive board for Donna. He'll wait for his mates to catch up. Hornsby. And Boz Davis Jr. That he'll catch the sideline. Harmon will come in along with Rollaire for Tate and Moore. Isaiah Moore, 5 appearances, 5 starts for the Edmonton Stingers earlier this season. Averaged just over 15 points a game, and just under 8 rebounds a game. The chemistry just never seemed to click. And he's found his way back to Ottawa, and it's had a nice finish to the season. Has Isaiah Moore in his 10 games, just under 17 points a game, 9 rebounds a game to lead this Ottawa team.
Full marks to Ottawa for realizing he was a player that could potentially help them down the stretch. He has done just that. Been all over the floor tonight.
Foul goes on Vandevelde, and that will send Harmon back to the free throw line. Get your exclusive BlackJacks merchandise now, including the limited edition What the Fudge. I like that one. What the Fudge and the Capital t-shirts by visiting blackjacks.ca/shop. You can rep Ottawa's team during their playoff push, which they hope will happen on Thursday.
Crowd showing a bit of life here midway through the third quarter. Making some noise, hoping Harmon misses the second, and they do their job.
Misses the second. This Western Conference scheme is presented by Cal Tire. Vandevelde. Hornsby has that shot blocked. Another one by Fudge, but a good job by Hornsby to get the ball back. Donald long 3 goes. Hey, Donald. Donald with 9 points off the bench.
All via
the Stingers.
And all via the three-point as well. That's something the Stingers have been lacking this game.
Donald 39% on the year from the three-point line. Elvis a little bit off balance, but I saw him touch, sees that shot fall.
Donald didn't play last game. We weren't sure exactly what was wrong. He's got his knee pretty taped up, but honestly, you couldn't tell. If it's hurting, he's having a fantastic game, and you can see why he was so missed on Friday.
Again, a guy who's just sort of continued to progress in his time with the Stingers. 21 appearances, 7 starts this year, 22 minutes a game. And has become a really important contributor for this group.
He's been a player that at times can take over a game in the fourth quarter when the Stingers need a score. And to Sarah's point too, I think at this stage in the season, every single player on the floor is nursing at least some sort of injury right there, and it's a testament to how tough these athletes are.
Nice job by Ottawa to bump Vandevelde off that cut to the top, and then Harmon maybe hot dogging a little bit. Sees his attempted dunk blocked. And what looked like an easy deuce ends up out of bounds. Ottawa still, however, with possession. Smart. 18 NBA appearances. Knocks down another three. Played for the Heat, the Sixers, and my Milwaukee Bucks. And that's all I'm going to say about the Milwaukee Bucks here this afternoon, because, yeah, you know why. Cleveland to his left, working against King. Sorry, Vanderbilt. Oh, that is King, my mistake. Got my zeros and my eights mixed up. And with that, we are going to step out. It's a 64-53 Ottawa lead. They continue to hang on to this edge over the Stingers as they look to secure a spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Thanks for tuning in from wherever you're watching. This is CEBL Basketball live on CBCJM YouTube and CEBL Plus. So 11-point Ottawa lead on the Edmonton Stingers with 4:45 to go here in the third quarter from Edmonton. Doug McLean, Mark Majot, and Sarah Ryan. And Ottawa hasn't really been able to build on this lead, Mark, but they also haven't really allowed Edmonton to chip into it to any significant degree.
No, I think if you're Ottawa, you are content to keep the Stingers at this arm's length right now. You can exchange shots back and forth, but Edmonton really hasn't gotten on a run. Their biggest scoring run this afternoon has just been 5 points. And kudos to the defense. Ottawa's been able to really lock it down. Edmonton struggling to shoot the ball, just 43%, really struggling from three. So it's been a full mark effort for the BlackJacks this afternoon.
Cleveland, an 82% free throw shooter, short on the first. Only two players with the Stingers in double figures right now, and they're both off the bench, Tay Donald and Boz Davis Jr. Smart with 20, and then Roller off the bench with 10, the two players in double figures for Ottawa. Hornsby picked up by Njok Tajore. High arcing shot. They're going to get a late foul call. That one will go on Njok Tajore and will send the 80% free throw shooter Nick Hornsby to the free throw line.
Well, if you had to pick someone on the Stingers to take those shots, it's absolutely going to be Nick Hornsby, captain this team, trying to drag his team back into this one.
7 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist so far tonight for Hornsby. You can secure your exclusive Stingers merch now, including the new Script Navy hoodie and varsity ash crew neck, by visiting thestingersshop.ca.
In that game on Friday, Nick Hornsby put up another double-double on the season. He's just now 1 away from tying the Stingers franchise record in that category. And would you be surprised if I told you that record was held by his coach, Jordan Baker? Of course not. Hornsby also put up 6 assists last game. Some of his passes are absolutely creative, so fun to watch.
And we've watched Nick Hornsby for a long time with the Stingers team, and I'd say this has been his best stretch as a Stinger. Certainly, if you just look at points per game, about 3 points a game more than his career average here in the CEBL, but it's just been the steadiness of his play game to game. And as Sarah, you just talked about, I mean, I think that ability for him to hurt you from so many different ways is what has made him so valuable.
And I think his experience overseas has certainly helped him as he continues to grow and evolve as a player. Remember, he didn't start the season with Edmonton, right? They allowed him to finish his season, and he missed, I think, the first 3 or 4 games for Edmonton. But once he came in, you almost felt like just a sense of calm around the Stingers team. And even when he's on the floor, I feel like his heart rate never really gets too high. He's always calm, cool, and collected on the floor for Edmonton.
Big hit there on the spin to the baseline by Scotty Lindsay. 17 appearances for Nick Hornsby in his 4th season with the Edmonton Stingers. Played at Sacramento State and then played this last pro season in Indonesia. Smart fade away, beautiful shot there by Javante Smart. Nuga back to Lindsay. Donald in the corner. The lane puts that one up, and he will draw a foul on Christian Roller. Terrell Tate voicing his frustration. Not looking at Perry Stothard, but trying to make sure that he's heard, I think.
These players are pretty good at that, right? They're not ventriloquists throwing their voices, but they're pretty good at getting their point across.
Well, we saw both Matthew Cleveland and Javante Smart kind of getting in his ear saying, hey, we're good. We're good right now. And certainly for Ottawa, that's the last thing you need right now is to be giving up any kind of technical. Donald knocks down the second free throw. Kendrick Ray will come in for him. Kendrick Ray, who's played 23 minutes a game in his 3 appearances for Edmonton. The numbers may be a little quieter. You get the sense Jordan Baker trying to find this balance between managing the minutes for his players, but also, again, trying to get a bit of momentum heading into the playoffs.
And that's really hard to do. It's a nice steal here by the Stingers. Should remain Stinger ball, but yeah, that's what these coaches have to do, right? They have to keep an eye on what's in front of them, but also trying to realize, oh, we got a game on Thursday. That we got to make sure we have our best 5 out in crunch time when we need it. So a bit of experimental time here as well for the Stingers.
Nuga can find the target from 3, and now here's Elvis up the floor. Cleveland hits the 3, so there's a big swing right there. And Nuga with the miss. Cleveland at the other end knocks it down. Matthew Cleveland 5th in the league in scoring, just under 22 a game. Quiet night for him so far. He's got 6. Layup doesn't go and deflected out of bounds off of Ottawa. Or sorry, off of Edmonton will be Ottawa's ball. Boz Davis Jr. comes in for Nick Hornsby.
The pace slowed up a little bit because of that substitution, but just to our left, Ottawa was quick and ready to go. Like, their pace has just been unmatched all evening long. They look like they are really dialed in.
Harmon picked up by Nuga. Now Harmon do his right, almost loses it, does lose it eventually. Lindsay gets it, and now Nuga spins around Moore up the floor. Ray slips, finds a cutting Boz Davis Jr. That was a bit of an adventure all the way up the floor.
Surprised everyone stayed on their feet.
But hey, they don't ask you how, they just ask how many, I guess, as the phrase goes. Cleveland thought about the 3, decided to go to the rim, and he'll draw the foul. Good aggressive take to the bucket by Matthew Cleveland. Milton, Georgia native. Was the ACC 6th man of the year back in 2022. Spent his college career in the state of Florida. 2 years Miami Hurricanes, 2 years with the Florida State Seminoles. And another player making his first international pro experience debut here with the CEBL and the Ottawa BlackJacks. Donald. Ray. Jack can't rip the board down. Up the floor, out of bounds. Isaiah Moore couldn't collect that one.
Interesting play when you're up by 14 that early on in the shot clock. I don't think head coach Mazzullo was thrilled.
Well, I think that's what we saw Moore sort of saying, hey, we're good. Like, just we can be a little more patient bringing the ball to the floor. So Ray. And this foul is going to go on Terrell Tate. Thought it was going to be on Isaac Jack. Terrell Tate continues to be a little bit frustrated by what he feels is a lack of calls going their way. Veteran player out of Calgary. He's played pro across Canada in the NBL. And has also been in Kosovo, Romania, Mexico as well. And lots of players we talked about that who, of course, although interesting as the CEBL has grown, maybe fewer players with that real deep veteran experience, seeing a lot of younger players, as we've talked about tonight, certainly on this Ottawa roster, making their first international pro debuts here in the CEBL. So a bit of a mix as Tate draws the foul on Tay Donald, and that's going to send Tate to the free throw line for 3.
As this league continues to grow and evolve, this is Canada's pro basketball league, but we're seeing this league become the larger opportunities for some of these young players, and they realize that, hey, there's a pretty good league up here. There's some pretty good amenities, some good fans, some good franchises. You're not super far from home. You can still reach out to friends and family, and they can watch the games on CBC Gem and YouTube and all those sorts of things. So this league continues to grow and it'll become more of a destination for some of these players.
Tate makes the first. Don McCoy about to check back in for the Stingers. A player we have not seen tonight, Mason Boursier, and I would expect that will continue. Just a player you can, just get the sense he's just gutting it out right now, trying to give this team some minutes in the backcourt.
Yeah, he played over 10 minutes on Friday night, but you could tell he was really laboring a lot on the floor. And again, you mentioned Coach Baker. I think he's really trying to, while manage the game in front of him, as now this is the largest lead of the evening for the BlackJacks. You have a game on Thursday, and I think you're really trying to make sure you have the freshest roster you possibly have and the healthiest roster, if any team does have a healthy roster at this point.
Nice look from Davis Jr. to Lindsay, short on that free throw line jumper. Elvis, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 16-point Ottawa lead. Cleveland, he's starting to heat up right now, is Matthew Cleveland, and Jordan Baker wants to call a timeout. Just under 30 seconds to go here in the third, and Ottawa starting to feel like this one might be theirs. There's lots of time left. You and I both know that, but the first stretch we've seen where they've really been able to start to build on this lead.
Yeah, largest lead of the evening at 18 points right now, and they're not really, like, trying to find the right way to describe this. I don't want to say they're dominating. It just feels like they are in control in every single aspect, as every time Edmonton maybe gets a bit of a run of 4 or 5 points, Ottawa comes back and kills that with a 3-point shot or gets a turnover. So it seems like they're just comfortable, in control, and listen, you said it all night long. They knew what their job was heading into tonight. They knew it was simple. Win and you're in. Win and you get another play. You advance in the postseason. So clearly their execution has been top notch tonight. Edmonton is having a hard time. It seems like they're kind of spinning their tires.
Still an opportunity for the Stingers. Again, nothing on the line for them other than just trying to get themselves going heading into the postseason. But Ottawa has been very poised, very businesslike here in this ball game so far. And talked in the first half about some of the big offensive numbers they put up, but also the equivalent big point totals they were giving up as well. And it's been a pretty solid defensive performance so far tonight for the BlackJacks. 8th in the league, giving up 94 a game on average. Boy, offensive board doesn't go on that one. Sticks, it's going to be possession arrow favoring the BlackJacks.
That was a pretty quiet Stingers bench on the timeout, and just before they walked over there, veteran Scotty Lindsay slamming the ball into the ground. A bit of frustration coming from the Stingers right now.
To the point Doug also just made about defensively, if you're Ottawa, holding Edmonton to just 61 points through 3 quarters, that is well below the average.
Harmon works against Davis Jr. Just could not quite spin that one home. And here's Ray on the break. And it will count. They're going to give that one to Kendrick Ray. So the Stingers quickly get up the floor and get it down to cut the deficit to 16. We'll head to the 4th. BlackJacks trying to secure a playoff spot. Stingers trying to get some momentum heading into the playoffs. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. (79-63), the BlackJacks up on the Edmonton Stingers as we head to the 4th quarter. Welcome back to Edmonton. It is now time for the cruise of the game presented by Cal Tire. As you saw, some of the work that we've seen throughout the night from the Ottawa BlackJacks, which has led to this 16-point edge.
Tyrell Tate there just between quarters telling his teammates, let's go, let's do this. One more quarter, keep doing what we've been doing. It's got us here. And right now, that here is a big lead.
Here is Fudge. Leaves it for Elvis. He's Benhill. Loses it, gets it back. Good help there by Donald. Tough shot. Rebound, Moore. Another offensive board for the BlackJacks. We've had a nice night on the offensive glass.
Yeah, through 3 quarters, Doug, the BlackJacks have 10 offensive rebounds, 37 rebounds in total, leading that rebound margin by 10 against the Stingers. Also have 38 points in the paint. It hasn't been maybe the prettiest game for Ottawa, but the scoreboard is where it matters. They've been doing their dirty work.
Moore misses the second. Misses the first as well. So a little bit of life here in the building, and now here's Bandamel. Nice feed inside to Trey King, but a good job by Tate to disrupt it. And it is Elvis up the floor for the BlackJacks. Screen from Moore, he slips, picked up by Hornsby, and then a foul at the top of the arc. That's going to go on Boz Davis Jr. That will be his third, team second. So 2 quick ones for Davis Jr. in the fourth quarter.
And it looks like he will be taking a seat as Mike Nuga's going to check back in.
Tate guarded by Nuga. Moore is smart. And an offensive foul as the Moore-Hornsby battle continues. Sarah, you talked about that, and we did see that. I mean, earlier in the season with a little bit of that when they were wearing the same uniform, and it has spread a little bit here to tonight. Here's Nuga to Donald. Vandemel spins at the elbow. And second time. We need to inflate the basketballs a little bit more. What's going on here?
That happened Friday night as well, too. You usually see maybe 1 or 2 of those a season, but never in short order like that.
For the sweeper who batted that one in.
Count it.
Yep, there we go. Unfortunately for Edmonton, it will not count. They could use an extra 2 right now.
Should be some sort of home court advantage, shouldn't there?
Sure. I like that idea. And the layup is good, and the foul will go on Nuga. 13 foul on the Stingers here in the fourth quarter.
And this game has gone relatively quick through the first 3 quarters, but the fouls mounting really fast early for the Stingers here in the fourth. And if Moore is second, but largest lead of the evening at 18.
Moore misses another. He's a decent free throw shooter too, 70%. Missed his last 3. Donald a little strong. Hornsby into the arms of Isaiah Moore. Elvis zips it down to Fudge. Around the horn to the top, here's Smart. Nuga trying to stay with him. Free throw line, jump shot will not go. Fudge. Yeah, and I think they're gonna get this corrected. Harry Stothard comes over, helps out. Joe Lamb, who may not have had a great look at it. Isaiah Moore nearing a double-double. He's got 10 points, 8 rebounds right now. Ball deflected by Donald, zipped up ahead by Hornsby to Nuga. Leaves it for Vandemel, lays it in. So a little bit of fast break life to the Stingers here over the last 8 minutes of action.
And that's fine, but you have to get back and play defense. Nick Hornsby was signaling his team to get back, and it's one thing to score, but you got to get a stop on the other end.
And the foul on Nuga, but on the ground before Fudge is able to get that one off. So 4 team fouls on the Stingers, and we're not even 3 minutes into this fourth quarter as Boz Davis Jr., Scotty Lindsay, Isaac Jack will come back into the game. That's 3 fouls on Nuga. And they're actually going to say that Fudge was in the act of shooting, so he will head to the line. So the BlackJacks do pull off the win here tonight. They will clinch a playoff spot, as we've talked about, and open the 2026 playoffs on the road in Brampton versus former singer Sean East and the Honey Badgers. That tip-off for that one, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's on Thursday, August 6th. The Stingers, they're in the playoffs. As mentioned, they're going to Vancouver to take on the Bandits. That will also be on August 6th as Miles Davis Jr. knocks down the 3. And game time for that one yet to be determined, but it will go on the 6th.
Timeout called here by Ottawa. I don't think they like that little mini run by the Stingers, both offensively and defensively. 7:10 remaining in the fourth. Of course, target score time still approaching, but a nice kind of 2-minute stretch here from the Stingers.
Stingers have cut the deficit to 13. And while we do have a second, I mean, this is our last broadcast from Edmonton this season. We do want to make sure we thank all the people that put these broadcasts together and help us do our jobs and just do an outstanding job getting everything out to you, the viewers. And first, thanks to the viewers, everyone that has tuned in all season long watching games. We hope you continue to do it through the end of the regular season tomorrow and into the playoffs. But from the Stingers, I got a lot of names here, so we'll get through them, and I hope I haven't missed any. But from the Stingers, Kylie Soleil, Rebecca Gully, Gerald Lavoie, Jake Wilmot, Andreas Morris, of course, Jordan Baker joining us before every game. They're getting us stats. They're helping us out all the time. Our studio crew, Mason Benitez, Josh Duncan, Josh Alderman, Ana Sofia de la Parra. From the league office, Shelby Villeneuve, Aaron Gogashvili, Matteo Palazzo, Kyle Warner, Ange Sanyal, Shannon Davidson, Austin Terry, Eric Celerio, and Jamie Tan. We have to mention Jamie. Jamie is tirelessly working, texting us, giving us stuff. Just even in the last 3 minutes, he's texting us, giving us information. So Jamie does an outstanding job and has been doing it from day one back in 2019 for us. On the graphics, Nick Rittmeister, Jack Galipo, production and camera, Evan Costner, Luca Kartvilashvili, Grayson Kuiper, Dean Twardzik, Chance Brook, Jason Taylor, Zach Stellis, and of course the broadcast team. It's been a lot of different people that you've listened to and watched so far this year. Grayson Knutson did some play-by-play earlier in the year. Dave Drabute, Kira Lyons, Patrick Erickson, who's on the stat crew just down from us right now. Of course, thank you to Sarah, does an outstanding job and has all season. To you, Mark, always a pleasure doing games with you. And we'll switch and put our football hats on in a few weeks' time, but always a lot of pleasure doing games. And so just a lot of thank yous from us to everyone I mentioned, and certainly again to the fans for tuning in all season long.
And of course, Doug, thanks to you. It's been a pleasure working with you since day one here at the CEBL, and your preparation and dedication makes everyone's job so much easier. So I wanted to make sure you also get your flowers as well. It's a pleasure to sit beside you.
Well, likewise, it's a great pleasure to work with both you, and thanks for the kind words. And still, good finish to this one to wrap things up, at least from Edmonton so far, or to this point in the season. Smart, guarded by Hornsby. Moore, corner 3 short. Jack did a nice job getting out to disrupt that one.
This is something the Stingers have been searching for all night long through the first 3.5 quarters. So it was an 18-point disadvantage for them. They've clawed it back to just 10. And if you can get that to single digits as we approach target score time, it gives you a fighting chance.
They give it back there, Fudge inside after the Bandamel 3. Hornsby back to Bandamel. Bandamel misses the layup. Now up ahead, Elvis. Little floater doesn't go. Rebound in and out of the hands of a couple Stingers. Now Ottawa able to reset. Elvis, 5 on the shot clock. Steps back, working against Bandamel. In and out, and a foul away from the play, and it's going to go, I think, on Isaiah Moore. And that will be 4 on Moore.
He's going to take a seat.
Multiple subs into the game for Jordan Baker. King, Donald Davis Jr. back in. Davis Jr. Saw a nice moment with him and a young fan just before tip-off, actually. He's over there handing out some basketball shoes to that young fan.
I think he made himself a Stinger fan for life.
I think so.
More importantly, a Davis Jr. fan for life.
Doing that. Yeah, he keeps doing that. It's going to help them. They lead down to 10.
I just kept imagining that little boy trying to put those shoes on and walk. It would have been clown shoes.
Well, Tate with the 3 from the corner. King. Back and forth we go. Trey King. Smart. Gets it back. This Hornsby. Shot blocked from behind by Hornsby. Keeps it alive to Vandemel. Davis Jr. looking for some help. Finds it in Hornsby. Vandemel. And Tate was content to take that foul, considering they are not in the penalty. That's just 3 team fouls on the BlackJacks, and that will send us to target score time. 10-point Ottawa lead. 95 will be target score. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it goes. Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian goose. Two hands. Oh, what a block from behind.
Next bucket wins.
Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama.
And anything can happen. Oh, my goodness. Can you believe this guy?
Big players step up in big times. He is cooking.
Points will be the target score here in Edmonton to wrap up the regular season for both the Edmonton Stingers and the Ottawa BlackJacks. Doug McLean, Mark Majot, and Sarah Ryan here from the Edmonton Expo Center. BlackJacks 9 points away if they get to 95 first from earning themselves 3rd place in the East. Niagara would claim 4th. To Scarborough.
I'm going to tell you in that break that Coach Missoula won't win any awards for his penmanship. His players said, "Who's that? Who's that?" Couldn't make it out, but that was a very loud bench. All of the players obviously feeling the importance of this moment. They all had something to say. They were all very excited to wrap this game up. Things going their way right now.
Scarborough is going to be a tough matchup for whoever they do get, top team in the CEBL.
What a feed from Hornsby through 2 Ottawa players. That puts the lead down to 8. Lead less the issue right now than 95 points. Harmon. Shot rims out. Donald with the defensive board. Hornsby kicks it out. Extra pass, Donald. Little Euro step around Alex Fudge. That time in Finland. Helping out Tay Donald.
Okay, this is a perfect start for target score time if you're Edmonton. 2 quick points, or 2 quick scores, excuse me, and a stop. And another one.
Another turnover. Ross Davis Jr. just midair and lays it in. Out Ottawa as the Stingers coming to life here in target score time, trying to maybe disrupt some of the playoff aspirations of the Ottawa BlackJacks.
And for the first time this afternoon, while the crowd's been good, you really kind of felt a jolt of adrenaline coming from the 3,200 in attendance. Leads can change rather quickly in this league. Doug, we've seen stranger things happen, but if you're Edmonton, that was a picture-perfect start. We played just under a minute of target score time, but they're saving their best for target score time, it would appear. Really nice start for this team.
Lead at one point was 81-63. 19-5 run right now that the Stingers are on.
And I think this timeout, we'll hear from Sarah, but I think if you're Ottawa, you're just saying, let's stop what it is we're doing. Let's stop turning the ball over. Let's play the way that got us to this lead.
Stingers had a very, very early and small lead in this ballgame, but otherwise it has been all BlackJacks.
I'd imagine there are some fans in Montreal that are tuning into this to see how this is going to end up as well.
Their playoff lives on the line right now, too.
Coach Baker telling his players this is possible. He said Ottawa blew a 15-point target time lead against Niagara earlier in the season. He's telling his players he thinks the BlackJacks are shaking in their boots right now.
It's going to be a big possession for Ottawa coming out of the timeout.
Cleveland finally able to get it to Njok Tajore. He's guarded by Donald. To his right. Off balance, doesn't go. Rebound into the hands of Vanderbilt. Up the floor is Donald. Donald leaves it for Hornsby. Finds King. Rebound. Nice job by him to keep it alive. Boz Davis Jr. spins around Cleveland and Moore lays it in. And maybe inadvertently got poked in the eye, too. Cleveland will draw the foul and will earn himself a trip to the free throw line.
But that was a good possession for Ottawa, just trying to stop the bleeding. Do anything you can to stop that momentum. These are two monumentally big free throws upcoming from Anthony Cleveland, who is 5 for 6 on the night tonight.
This is that one. Cleveland an 82% free throw shooter. Makes the second. We've seen Ottawa extend their defense all night long, really trying to get in the faces of the Edmonton backcourt. Edmonton trying to do the same thing right now. It's work. Davis Jr. That three does not go. Tate with the board. And Smart up the floor. Three will not go. Easy rebound for Davis. Donald. King. Three is good. Trey King ties it up at 87.
Edmonton has only led for 48 seconds of this game, but what a burst here in target score time to claw themselves back into this one.
24-6 run right now for the Stingers. Moore, shot won't go. 4 Stingers there, able to collect the rebound. Here's Boz Davis Jr. King swings it to Donald. 3 missed. Board Cleveland. Cleveland 3 and foul away from the plate, and it's going to go, I think,
Not sure who this is. Going to go against Tay Donald. It's going to send Ottawa to the line, more to shoot 3.
Isaiah Moore, 70% free throw shooter. See Moore roll to the paint. And Initially, they did signal 3 free throws, but of course, it is just 2 because Moore was down the lane. Here's Davis Jr. King. Backdoor cut Davis. They can't find him. Defended well by Smart. Bandamel. 8 on the shot clock. Bandamel lost it going up into the arms of Moore. Elvis lobs it up to Isaiah Moore. And timeout Edmonton. Nice job there by Kobe Elvis. Again, gets the defender in it on his back and then is able to set up an impossible situation inside. As a post defender, you either got to stay with Moore or you got to step up on Elvis. So nice job there by former Oklahoma Sooner Kobe Elvis.
Yeah, kind of had to pick your poison right there, but I like this response from Ottawa. Edmonton has shot themselves back into this one, but a couple big, that foul was obviously huge. And they realized they were just 4 points away. I like this timeout though, called by the Stingers, not letting it get too far ahead of them. Trying to stay within striking distance.
Edmonton right now 43% from the field, Ottawa 42. Stingers have shot the 3 ball much better in the second half. They're 37% right now. Ottawa 33%. And Ottawa in this 4-game losing streak has been out-rebounded by an average of 14 boards a game. Right now a +8 on Edmonton. Stingers had all the momentum, but credit to Ottawa. They've wrestled a little bit of it back here. Now 4 points away from securing 3rd spot in the East. Here's Hornsby. Surveys things. Leaves it for Davis Jr. Donald. 7 on the shot clock. Boz Davis Jr. 3 doesn't go. King cannot grab that board, and now here's Smart.
I think the Stingers are trying to get back defensively. There's only one white jersey around to try to collect that rebound.
Smart shot a little bit short. Here's all around that board. Davis Jr. up and in.
Had his head up, coming all the way down the floor as a man on a mission. Just a 2-point ball game now.
Davis Jr. 25 points off the bench for Edmonton. Game Bell in and out, but he will go to the stripe for a couple.
And that could be huge. That's the difference of inches. If that drops and he completes the 3-point play, just 1 away. So game
back for second. Stingers need good possession and a stop. Donald finds Jack. Teardrop doesn't go. Rebound nicely done by Kobe Elvis. And now Javonte Smart up ahead. Cleveland quickly loses his balance. And they're going to get a foul call on Edmonton. Will go on Isaac Jack, saying contact to the face.
fans don't agree with the call. Let's see if we can take another look at it here as Cleveland at the line.
Makes the first. This one for a playoff spot. Missed it. Door still open for Edmonton, and for that matter, the Montreal Alliance. Davis Jr. well short on that three. Now Ottawa, another possession with a chance to win. Tate works against Hornsby. Kicks it out. Lots of time on the shot clock for the BlackJacks. Smart. Guarded by Donald. Step back. Tough shot. Rebound. Moore goes up. In and out. Rebound Isaac Jack. Donald. Vandemel. And foul on Elvis. That one called from the bench. Coach Missoula, that does put them in the penalty, but I think he'd rather have the possession. And hey, we'll give up 2 rather than 3, and then give ourselves a chance at the other end of the floor. So Vandemel will go to the line. 67% shooter. First trips tonight. This is the first.
Quick update for the record books. Javonte Smart has set a single season franchise record, surpassing 133 assists in a single season. He is now also second place on the most assists in a single CEBL season list. Alex Fudge has also reached 40 blocks in his CEBL career.
Here's Smart, third in the league, coming in 6.5 assists a game. Tate. Tough look again. Doesn't go. Rebound. Put back. Moore. Put back. Still won't drop. Now it does. Isaiah Moore puts the Ottawa BlackJacks into the playoffs.
Could you say it's a little personal for Isaiah Moore?
And I'm not even going to comment on Isaiah Moore right now, to be honest with you. That is unimpressive. I'm going to say it. That is an unimpressive finish to a nice bucket by Isaiah Moore, and I hate the fact that I have to say that, but I'm going to say it. If someone wants to come after me for that, that's fine, but that's not the way for this league to grow.
I don't even think he's sticking around to shake hands after this either.
Congratulations to the Ottawa BlackJacks. Hey, a great performance by them. Absolutely outstanding performance by them here tonight. And in target score time, when the Stingers pushed back and had a tie ball game, Ottawa found a way. Full credit to them as they have put themselves into the playoffs in a matchup against the Brampton Honey Badgers.
When Ottawa needed a run, they got a run, right? July hasn't been the most forgiving of months for them. You mentioned the 4-game losing streak heading into this, but when they needed to put together 4+ quarters of basketball, they were able to do it, and you got to think they're feeling great heading into the postseason. It's going to be a really tough matchup for them. However, they did their job, and you could feel the weight lift off their shoulders, getting a big victory on the road.
So the Stingers, as we've said, will head to Vancouver on Thursday to play the Bandits. We now know that the BlackJacks will take on the Brampton Honey Badgers, a team they have lost all 4 games to this season. And we'll now head to Cerros, joined by Javonte Smart, who's our Booster Juice player of the game.
Javonte, your team needed this win, cemented third, cemented your place in the postseason. How's it feel?
No, I feel good. You know, we lost a couple of close ones the last 2 games, but, you know what we had to do tonight. Everybody fought hard. You know, we got the job done.
You put up 10 assists tonight. I want to talk about a couple of records that you set tonight. You have 142 on this season. That is a franchise record for the BlackJacks, but you were also second in the league in terms of most assists. How does that feel, knocking down milestones like that?
No, that feel good. I got faith and confidence in my teammates. You know, they work hard, so, you know, I try to contribute and, you know, pass the ball as much as I can, because, you know, I like making plays for my teammates. You know, I feel like just making them better and putting them in a better situation is the best thing.
You absolutely were doing that. You talked a little bit about how tight it got in target time. Your team showed a lot of resiliency. How do you think that will benefit you heading into this postseason now?
Nah, target time always tough. You know, it helps a lot moving forward. You know, we got a few things we can fix, but other than that, you know, it was tough, but, you know, we got the job done.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations again. We'll see you in the postseason.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, here's Doug and Mark.
Javonte Smart, outstanding performance here. 22 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds, helping lead the BlackJacks to the playoffs. We'll step out one more time and be back to wrap things up here from Edmonton. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Welcome back inside the Edmonton Expo Center, where the Ottawa BlackJacks have defeated the Edmonton Stingers 96-89 to wrap up both of their regular seasons and punch the ticket of the BlackJacks into the playoffs, where they will take on the Brampton Honey Badgers on Thursday. There is still regular season action yet to go, so doubleheader tomorrow to cap it off. First, the top two seeds in the Lotto Max Eastern Conference square off from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Centre as Matthew Moncrief and the Brampton Honey Badgers take on Frank Mitchell and the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then Amari Chaney and the Calgary Surge are in the Bridge City to take on MVP candidate Tavian Dunn-Martin and the Saskatoon Mamba. Action for that one begins at 4 p.m. Central Mountain and 6 p.m. Eastern. You can catch all the action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. And it looked, Mark, like a game that was going to get away from them, and full credit to the BlackJacks. Yep. As much as Edmonton punched back, Ottawa had an answer. But then come target score time, and earlier, even earlier than that, it flipped. Edmonton got some momentum going, but hey, full credit to the BlackJacks. Edmonton ties it up, and Ottawa took the game back over. That's not easy to do.
No, I got to give a lot of credit to head coach Justin Mazzulla. I thought a couple really well-timed timeouts, and Sarah was great in the huddles, kind of describing what he was telling to his team, basically saying, slow down, we got this, we're still in control. They knew, the pressure was all on them heading into action tonight, but they knew exactly what they needed to do. It's really hard to go to a hostile environment and execute your game plan in a must-win game, but full marks to them. Even when it got a little out of hand, they were able to rein it back in, and they punched their ticket to the postseason. For the Stingers, tough to take a ton of momentum away from that, but can you build on even the last quarter and a half? I think you kind of have to if you're the Stingers. You know you're going to have a tough matchup on Thursday on the road in Vancouver, and it's not like this game was a complete throwaway for Edmonton. They did do some things right, but got to look, they were behind for all but 45 seconds of this game, and I think you got to look to maybe get off to a better start. I thought they did a good job limiting their turnovers, but when they needed a bucket, they just couldn't get one. And hopefully for them, they're able to turn the tide before Thursday night. So as we wrap up another Stingers season here from Edmonton, again, thanks Sarah, Mark, all of our crew do such an outstanding job, and again, thanks to all the fans who watch in from around the country. We certainly appreciate it. Make sure to tune into the playoffs. The CEBL playoffs are going to be fantastic. Edmonton's in it Thursday in Vancouver. Ottawa, they're going to Brampton. Thanks again for tuning in. BlackJacks off to the playoffs. Good night from Edmonton.
Bobby with the gift.
the, knock him out the wood, 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 knock him out the ground with your head top down for some action.